Put your right hand up.
Right hand up?
Yeah. All right. Mr. Realionaire, do you solemnly agree to allow us to post this on all of our social media platforms?
I do.
Do you have anything that you don't want us to ask or bring up?
I don't.
Do you understand that if we ask something that you don't want to answer, that you can tell us you don't want to answer it?
For sure.
All right, let's get it.
All right.
Okay, make sure you sit up to the table.
You come
I'm
up a
good.
little bit. And yeah.
Right there.
Right there? Oh, we good?
Okay, so, okay, let me start it out. Okay, literally is no pressure. I'm your host, Bangem Bugg.
It's your girl, Just K for real.
And we got a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
It's Realionaire Money. You know, Chicago's finest.
Okay.
I reside in the A2, though. You know, we back and forth. It's a movement.
It's a movement. Okay, what's the movement? What's Realionaire?
It's a brand, really. A Realionaire is a purpose-driven individual with core values that money can't buy, first and foremost. But it started out with a lot of different things, you know, from a positive perspective, but it's grown into music now. You know, if y'all want the backstory, I could give it, or we can
Go ahead. Talk about it.
Well, I'm originally from Chicago, like I said, born and raised, 2-parent household.
Question number one.
2-parent household. You know, my mother and father was like, man, they was the in crowd as far as like working, got it going on, and then, you know, hit a stumbling block, you know, in the early 90s when things changed and, you know, tragedy struck. I had to step up and be a man. So at that point is where I got my foot wet with the streets. And it was school, basketball, and the streets. And the streets won. Like I had potential to, you know, play professional basketball, and it got sidetracked due to my drug dealings. Feds ended up coming. Ended up getting incarcerated. Received a 25-year sentence. Got my conviction overturned. Sentence vacated the right way. You know, I went to trial with the federal government, so it was a walking blessing. I took my blessing, relocated to the A, and reinvented myself, and that's how. The rest is really history. So it's a bunch that go with it, but that's the long and the short of it, you know.
Okay, so like, I guess the prison system, like, how did you adjust to it, like, when you got locked up?
It was all new for me because, like I said, it wasn't like, although the feds made me out to be a career criminal, I had never ever been incarcerated before in my life. So to really be confined like that and receive that much time, like it was time to man up right away, because you're in there with all different type of people, you know. So it was an adjustment, but I made the most of it. You meet a lot of intelligent brothers in those type of spaces. It's sad for real, because you're like, man, you could be so much more. So that's why I felt like I didn't take my blessing for granted. I could have went back out and did the same stuff and ended back up in the same position, but it was a lot of guys that saw my potential as well. So it's like I took full advantage of it when I came home. So I'm very intentional with everything I do, you know, in this life. Like even like how I carry myself, how I pose, like how I handle myself. I got sons, so like, I show them how real you're not really supposed to move.
A lot of people who go to prison, a lot of people go to prison and they just like, it ain't nothing to go back in there. So you feel like your support system was like the main thing that made you feel like, nah, I'm sure I ain't doing this again?
I think it was my mental. It was a mindset shift. Like my support system wanted me to open the blocks back up.
Okay.
They wanted me to get back to what I knew, because couldn't nobody do what I did. You know, but me, I just felt like I had to do something different. You know, when you grow. Sometimes you grow apart from your brothers. It don't mean that you don't love them.
Right.
It just means that you have to do something different. And what I'm doing now is showing them a different way. You know, and it's working.
But I remember Rick Ross was saying, like, he put like a whole bunch of properties and stuff in bank accounts of people's names, and when he got out, they was basically like, nigga, that shit ain't yours, it's mine.
Oh, I had a real situation like that. Like, I had, first of all, I don't know how I was doing all this stuff at one time. I had a gym, right? I had a 24-hour basketball facility in Madison. 10th and Madison in Maywood in Chicago. Well, it's in Maywood. And what I did was, when we were hustling, we used to go to a gym called Hoops the Gym. And we pay hourly, $100, $125 an hour to use these people's facility. Me, I'm 20, 21 years old, but I'm a thinker. I'm not, my mind ain't set to, I'm gonna be in the streets forever. I always had a out. I never ever was just embedded to that. So I ended up building a gym, put a restaurant in and everything at this young age. I had R. Kelly and a bunch of like NBA players. They used to come to my facility and rent my facility out. Like R. Kelly alone, he paid for my facility monthly. Like he came, his setup was, he had an everyday setup. He paid close to $4,000 a month. So that really covered everything. And it's me, young-minded, thinking like this. So I had that going on, bunch of properties, restaurant, barbershop. And when the feds came, it was so sudden because you never thinking this is gonna happen. My family really had to fend for what I had left. And all I could do on visits, all I could do was laugh at them because they like, how in the hell was you doing all of this stuff by yourself? Because I'm really hands-on with everything I do because I always feel like nobody is gonna handle your business like
the way you gonna do it.
And a lot of stuff did fall by the wayside, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't upset with them because although I would have wanted them to do better by it, but I had to understand that I didn't school them on this type of stuff.
And
so,
they ain't you.
Right. So you know, stuff like that. And then outside of what the feds took, then I caught a traumatic situation with my college basketball coach. I had 6 units still out there, out south. 6 condos that I had built. Me and my uncle. Shout out to my uncle Rick. I had built 6 condominiums out there from scratch. I'm telling you, I hired all my family members and everything. This is how I moved. I hired all my family members. We did the gutting. We did the gutting of the property, everything of it. And when the feds came, I was trying to maneuver stuff around. So I made a deal with my college basketball coach. When I came home, he owed me a ton of money. He was paying me until I got found guilty. Once I got found guilty, stopped paying me. Oh, he got a 25-year sentence. He done. Ooh. When I came home, I set up a meeting with him. He was recording me under the table for the feds. That's when I knew I really had to walk away from everything because he felt like I was pressing him, you know what I'm saying, and trying to, which I was just trying to get what was rightfully mine. Wasn't no aggression or nothing behind it. It was, brother, you owe me money, man. Pay your fare. Right. You know, but like I said, it's small stuff to a giant. So I took I don't even look at them as L's, but you know, people say L's. I took every loss in stride.
You know, I looked at it as a lesson. Right? You could sue them, right?
I had it in black and white too. I had everything in black and white, but at that time, I was so paranoid about the feds is diabolical. So I was so paranoid about dealing with them that I really just got out the way. Like, all right, this is how this is going, and I really got out the way. But yeah, I definitely had the paperwork and everything to really pursue it. But it was like I was so done with anything attached to that street life stuff that I really like just.
And you did it once, well, you could do it again.
Yeah, the right way though.
Right.
So that's my thing now, to show the youth that any and everything we were doing that was set up for bad, I'm showing you that, you know, money's showing you that we can do it the right way and it's still, you know, it's still good.
It's gonna work.
Okay, is it, okay, I'm gonna just jump around. Okay, you think it's still possible, like, for a person to love you if they cheat on you?
Yeah, it's possible, especially for a male. See, I think no, I'm just keeping it 100. I think the Western way of the world is structured in a manner where men are not, women are more emotional. Lord. So I feel like if a woman steps out, the man at home really got to be messing up because they normally emotional beings. Like a man could see something in the club, like it, execute, and he think nothing else of it.
Women can do the same thing.
Yeah, it's some women that can, but I'm talking about for the most part.
Me too.
It's women that are built like that for sure. But I'm talking about for the most part. That's just my opinion.
I think it's more buzz down than good women. I think a lot of women can do this.
But they're under the buzz down act, right?
Yeah, they buzz down.
That don't mean that shit. What does that mean?
Nah, but that's my take on it.
What does that
You know,
means
so
to
nah,
bust down.
I think you can.
A woman who get down, like she could throw like that. If she don't really got no feelings attached, she can smash like a guy, basically.
Can bust downs like love like this regular female?
What you mean?
Like the typical female that's emotional and stuff. Like, can they have those same emotions, or they just
Can they have the emotions of
Yeah.
Though you saying can the bust down have? She probably had those emotions, but she got hurt one too many times,
And they
so her
gone.
savage is out.
Y'all
You know, so yeah.
Y'all crazy.
So she takes on
She ain't
a
gonna make that
male
wall
mentality.
down.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I guess besides the being locked up, like what's another lesson you learned in life that you can you could tell somebody to help them out?
I mean, man, it's my lesson is through the music. Like, I speak to the flip side of everything that's glorified right now on the radio and on TV and everything. Like, because I actually live those things.
Right.
But it's conscious, but it's still street. Like, when you think conscious, you thinking Talib Kweli and you know, most Def. Shout out to them guys, but
I mean, Kendrick do it.
Yeah, but I'm not them guys. Like,
Okay.
I really was in the streets. I really was over the stove. I really ran an enterprise. Those guys didn't really do that. They ain't had to sit and box in with 12 jurors and fight fight the federal government. I really did that. So it's like, that's what separates me from any of those people. And that's why when I did my motivational speaking or when I'm doing the music, it's more receptive because it's coming from somebody who really been through everything they've been through. So now when I speak a message with no killing, no cussing, no degrading women, no N-words, but it's still hard, it's like, man, dude really talking about something. So it's like, I'm trying to open the brother's eyes up. And this still isn't a knock. Like, I always have to reiterate this because I respect guys for making a way to provide for their families. So this is not a knock to them guys, but the game don't have no balance. When everybody just talking about the same, so we killing, we drinking, we doing this, we doing that. So it's no real balance. So I felt like I was called to bring the balance.
I feel like how music is art, right? Do you feel like music is art?
Yeah, for sure.
In the beginning with like the young rappers coming out and stuff, I was always just like, nah, I'm not listening to that shit. Like, I don't want to receive it at all. But when I do give it the chance, like, have you listened to some of these artists?
Yeah. I'm from Chicago, so
Drill.
So
when I listen to that, it's like, wow, this is their story. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is really somebody living this and putting that in there. So some of them faking it. But some of them are really like going through this day to day. They talking about the bullets flying and choppers singing and all that stuff. And that's really what they waking up to live every day. So how you feel about that as far as, like, do you feel like those people still should basically change their message?
Nah, I can't ask them to change their message. I just feel like they don't speak to the flip side at all. It's just glorifying the money, the cars, the jewelry, the women. Nobody ever talking about, hey, this is this. Or there is no in between the video or a conversation where, like, when they had just interviewed one of the youngsters, man, and he said the craziest thing, and I couldn't believe that I forgot what he said. I even posted it, but it was like I forgot exactly, but it's like when you get in front of these cameras, you got to be mindful, even though you don't want to be a role model. I always say that I believe that I'm a role model. You know, so I'm very mindful because I know that people are looking up to me. So I have to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, stand in line. So when I speak, okay, I sold drugs, but this is what happened when I sold drugs. I received a 25-year federal sentence.
Right.
You want them problems? Okay. The feds had a situation where they had a 500-to-1 crack ratio, meaning like if you get caught with 500 grams of powder, which is more than likely a different race, you can get the same amount of time as someone who gets caught with 1 gram of crack cocaine. So it don't even add up. You got a half a key versus 1 gram, and we still getting the same time. These youngsters don't know that because they just out here hustling and trying to survive. But since I know this stuff, I have to educate them on it.
Wouldn't it make sense though to just sell powder and teach the crackhead how to cook the
Yeah, but I mean, in some cases, but if you're trying to really check a bag, you got to take it all and and drop it. You ain't trying to you ain't trying to teach him right. See,
I
you
would've
smart.
told my credit kid.
You smart. but for a person that's taking, like in Chicago, we got blocks. So most people they cooking it all and selling it all in bags because you can make $30,000-$40,000 in a day. In contrast to me selling you some powder
in a day.
Yeah.
I sell crack like one time.
That's what greed comes in.
See, nah,
that's
like gamblers.
Right.
I ain't one of them. I'm pulling out.
But that's why I said everything I did was like I had a plan. So like people get married to the streets. I never was married to the streets. I was always an entrepreneur at heart. And this was nothing that was given to me. My father always worked hard. Mom always worked hard. Me, I felt like we had to change that. We had to become business owners. This and that. So now, like when my cousin, like Tezo, my bro Buff, my brother Rand, like everybody, it's like I converted everybody around me into entrepreneurs.
That's
like,
how hard was that?
I just felt like it really ain't hard when you ask a question. I said, man, can you pass that job down to your kids? No.
And they received that.
Yeah, because it's like tomorrow you walk into a job, they can fire you. You're done.
You got some smart people around you. Because, I mean, not to say that you're smart to become an entrepreneur, but I feel as though, like, anybody starting that, a lot of people try to bring their family and their friends in. And way more people are not receptive to it.
Oh, I agree. And everybody is not. I even got a song like that. I'm like, man, it's cool. Some go the corporate route. It's true. But it's several ways for us to skin the cat. Be sure to have your brother or your sister back. Reach for them if they ever in a place of lack. And do it out of love without expecting back.
That's righteous.
Just trying to change their mindset. Chess moves. That's what that's called. Yeah. So, man.
Okay, so like when you got out, was they like your lowest point, like financially?
Yeah, I would definitely. It didn't have to be because so many people owe me money, but it was, and I saw mentally, although I was strong, I was getting that itch. Like when I came home, I was in Chicago. I was getting that itch. So once I saw myself, like, whoa, wait a minute, am I gonna jump off the porch and really do this foolery that I'm speaking against? And that's when I knew I had to change. That's when I knew I had to leave. So it wasn't like I was running from my problems, but I knew it would have caught up with me in the long run because too many people depend on me in Chicago. And they used to money. They're not used to, this mindset shift.
Yeah.
So they like, man, what's up? When we?
So how many people you had to cut off to switch up your mindset?
Oh. the city. The city. Yeah. I took care of a lot of people, man. Humbly, like, man. And the guys who really know, they love me to this day. They love me, So and it's all love. It's just I just can't move the way I was moving. Like when I came down here, I was like, man, I'll work at a McDonald's. Don't nobody know me here.
I know that's.
And when I came down, that was my mentality. I went and worked at a LA Fitness. I worked 70 hours. They paid me $440. That's when my mental really shifted back. That's when my mental shifted back to entrepreneurship because at first it was like, I'm just happy to be home, man. I'm blessed. I just beat the feds, I'm not even thinking. I'm like, man, I don't care where I'm at. I was just working in there for $8 a month. You know what I'm saying? Although I wasn't doing nothing. But once that happened to me, I'm like, oh no, man. They woke me back up. And once they woke me up, I never went back to sleep.
I know that's right. Bars.
Okay, last time you cried and why?
Probably this morning. My mother died, so I've been crying ever since. I cry. I probably cry every day. Yeah, my mom just died a year ago.
So what's some good games she installed in you?
Oh, my mother a hustler. I got a time we was I used to be gambling as a youngster too, right? So really I would say the hustle more than anything because one time we was at a gambling house and I lost everything. I went and got my mama.
Okay.
Like money. It beat me and my brother, Bub, beat us out a whole bunch of money. We've been working hard because I've always been a hustling entrepreneur. We work in a car wash and Aldi. It was like on Lake Street. They had an Aldi right here in the car wash. And I've just always had this mindset. We 11, 12 years old. All right, you wash the cars, you drive the cars, I'm carrying the bags. and we do this, make our money, and then we go over to the gambling house. Went over there, took everything from Paige. My mama, let's go. We go over there, man. The people beat her head in too. We all it was funny, man. We broke everybody, but man, it just showed me, you know, my mom was really down for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I been knew it, but like that just showed me, like, man, she a hustler. Just this where my real hustle and gambler's mentality and all that come from. You know, my pops is more the straight and narrow, you know, work, this and that. So that's why I was like, even like surprised for him when I jumped off the porch and really involved myself in the streets like that, because they never raised me to do that.
Right.
It was self-preservation that kicked in. Once the self-preservation kicked in, it's survival of the fittest in Chicago. So I'm the fittest.
I had a story like that, but my mom, she was like a female street nigga. So when I went and got them,
Right.
Some niggas took my basketball. They came with guns. I ain't pull them out though.
Oh.
But they was just like, give my son ball, baby.
Right, nah, this is fair game on the gambling. This wasn't no robbery.
Oh my God.
This is fair game. They might have beat us
I
out.
was about to shoot him.
Hey, Terrell, I don't know. Was y'all dropping T's then? Y'all might have dropped some T's. Me and my little bro, we ain't know no better back then. But it was fair gamble at that time. They might have been telling what the cards was in their hand. You know, we was too young. We 12 and 13 years old in the gambling house. We ain't had no reason to be there anyway.
Right. But in the project, you don't never know what's gonna happen. You don't know what niggas.
Nah, you don't.
So
you don't.
You gotta be prepared.
I got them stories too. Shout out to the Double H. That's home.
She a street nigga.
She a street nigga.
What up, Josh? What up, man? What up, family?
Okay, a person who turned out to be an enemy in disguise.
Me, I don't have no enemies. Like, that's it's real crazy. Like, I've always carried myself with a good heart. I have one incident, and I didn't even consider this brother an enemy. And he might be on my live right now, because that's how much love we got for each other now. I was in a situation where I was having a conversation with a guy. The guy took the conversation to another level. I don't know if it was due to being envious or whatever the case may be. But one thing led to another. We were in a playground, and they kind of like boxed me in. And I had security with me and everything, but it was out the blue, because I don't have no issues. I take care of everybody. We don't get nobody no problem. You know what I'm saying? We don't ask for the trouble, but we can make it. You know what I'm saying? But there was no issues. This brother walked up on me with a big gun. And I could see it in his eyes that it was something that he didn't want to do. But his hands was forced at the time. We in the streets. And he started shooting his gun. I'm right here. This is divine intervention. Like, you don't hit me one time, close range. And you know, could have been his intention not to, because it wasn't in his heart to do it. He did this. My people come running in the playground because they running toward the fire because I'm in there. And one of my people got shot. Shout out to Sam. That's my little bro. He ended up getting shot when this happened. And, you know, the hood was crazy after that. But I'm here to tell you, like, 20, maybe 15 years later, me and that brother met up. And, man, he apologized. Boy, I'm talking about touched me. Like, he said it was on his spirit before he left Earth, he said every day it was eating him up because of the positivity that I bring, that could have went left. Or I could have ended up in jail by doing something behind, trying to retaliate from what he did. It take real men. And from Chicago, we some stubborn guys at times. That brother pulled up on me, man. We hugged, cried that thing out, and like, it's been love ever since. When that could have went all the way left. Like, you don't hear real stories like that. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. Salute to him. I just had a conversation with him 2 days ago on the phone. Like, helping him get some stuff he got going on off the ground from an entrepreneurship standpoint. I'm built totally different than a lot of these guys, man. Like, I don't operate out of that. I move in love, man. And that, like I said, when he did that, that was one of the most, like, 'cause I didn't expect it. I knew, and it's hard that's probably what the direction was, but man, for us to do that and piece up like that, man, that was a real touching and telling point, for real.
Yeah, for forgiving somebody who tried to kill you.
Okay,
I
hugging
don't know how I
them.
could do that.
Child,
You already know, Reg.
That's big. That's strong.
I'm,
Child.
I'm a different type of monster.
And I respect the positivity, the uplift, and that. But
if I acted any different, it would be a contradiction for everything I stand for.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to, like, it don't, and I say it in song, like, just because you ain't, you know what I'm saying, you know, it don't mean you know lame, you know what I'm saying, just because you don't take the gangster's approach, like. I don't think I ever lost a fight in real life. Now we can go there, but you know what I'm saying. That ain't what I'm about. You know, so it's like, man.
Okay, since you know you got a way with words, and you know you probably like, you know, drug dealers be like celebrities, damn near. Like, cause my cousin was, they used to beg him to shake his hand. So, and you want to have like an impact on people. Like, would you ever think about being like a preacher or something like that?
I feel like I'm the prophet right now through the music. Never a preacher though, because I don't get caught up in religion, because I believe that's the reason for so much division. You got Muslims mad at Christian mad at Muslims, and all that backbiting, and I don't get caught up in that. So I just consider myself a spiritual being. I do believe in the Creator, you know, the Creator's existence. I know we're here for a purpose. So now I feel like I am the prophet, and the prophet is just a messenger. So I'm bringing forth my message, and my message is positivity and love. And I feel like it's just gonna go over well once it really.
I feel like if you're an artist for real, you could definitely be a preacher though. Like I know I can have a church.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No question.
Sure,
if you can do public speaking,
there's a lot of them that fleece the flag now. That's how they're able to do it. It's more of a business hustle than anything.
It is.
But I don't, you know.
I had a church slip.
Look.
I mean, you get to help, you know, help a lot of people, man. Like your neighborhood and single moms, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I would be looking at. And you know, some people just create their own religion or their own whatever you want people to believe.
Realionaire is the religion.
We beat up here every Sunday.
This is the religion, then. You got it. This is it. Realionaire is the religion.
It's about uplift.
Yeah.
Uplifting people, then preacher.
Okay, is it something you ever like did wrong and you never got a chance to like apologize for it?
I think past relationships, stuff like that, where I know past relationships, present stuff, all that. I just feel like I'm not perfect, so of course it's things that I've apologized to, I've nonchalantly apologized for, stuff like that. But overall, I just like to do right by people. So that's.
So we get in your business in here. Past relationships. So what you do to somebody that you feel like you nonchalantly apologize?
I was terrible in my younger years.
What's the worst thing?
I was a Rolling Stone. I was just simple.
So
wherever
was
he laid his
cheating?
hat was probably infidelity more than anything. But
So you had your kids before you got locked up?
I had the one thing about me, usually in the streets, like you got guys in Chicago with 20 plus kids.
Yeah.
I had 4 kids by one woman at the time when I you know what I mean, locked up. And she actually was pregnant. She had 3 and she was pregnant with 1. And then I had one older daughter. Her mother passed, rest in peace, Tay. And that was what I had before. And then my son, who lives down here with me, she gave birth to him while I was incarcerated. So that was double hard on me, because you got a 25-year sentence and you got a baby that you never even experienced.
So you was loyal to her? You was loyal? You was loyal to her?
No, I was terrible. I was
Oh,
terrible at that time.
okay.
But as far as like, and we in a great space now. But as far as like the relationship, I did things. I was young. We were both young, so there was a lot of stupid stuff going on. But
yeah, because you said you were like 21 or something, right?
yeah. But overall, like kids and all that, she had the baby. So that was the goal right there. During that time, you got money kids. It was like that. Yeah, you was straight.
Drug dealers get all
Right.
that.
You was straight.
They get all
Like
that.
first trip out the country, I didn't take nobody I was playing against. She went. So yeah, so stuff like that. Yeah, so.
He talking about
It
she
was
won,
loyal
so
to-
shit.
It was
That's how
loyal
it
to a
is,
fault.
though.
It was loyal to a fault. Like, but like I said, just being young and back in them times, like, yeah, that was the thing. you the man. You got a lot of female situations and all of that. Yeah, it's just all growth and maturity. That's it.
Okay, so if your daughter came home with a drug dealer and was like, "This my boo, I love him, and ain't nothing you can tell me."
Right. It need a little
grand. It'd be like that too.
How would you would you try to talk her out of it, or just be?
It ain't really talking her out of it at that point. It's really trying to show the young brother what's really going on. So, man, what's your real plan? Because if my daughter love you, I'm looking at the longevity side of it, and ain't no longevity in what you're doing for real. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it. I can't really tell her, because definitely she's gonna be at a certain age where she can make her own decisions at that point. So I really can't dictate the relationship, but I can give advice and tell him what I've been through and what he's trying to do, and hopefully he grasp it and then start making plans to do something. An exit plan. An exit plan. I ain't telling you, man, today you better stop something. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know the man's position. But at least, have him working on an exit plan.
But but most drug dealers, like, their life is basically like an NBA player. It's 5 or 10 years of balling, and after that is it. And like, that's how some people look at it. Like, I'm gonna just be a celebrity for this time. I'll take the 25. Like, fuck it.
Somebody take the time?
Yeah, they'll just do the time.
Yeah, it's different now though, because like in Chicago, they be giving out life in them type of time for them type of cases. In Chicago, we got what's called a 3-month run. Back in the day, we had what's called a 3-month run, because you didn't need no 5 or 10 years to get rich. Where I'm from, it only took a few months, but we called it a 3-month run. But when I'm speaking to it, I always say, man, within them little short 3 months, you can end up with a life sentence. Within those 3 months.
Oh, they'll be the case in 3 months.
Yeah. My case really was a one-day conspiracy. My case wasn't drawn. They piggybacked a bunch of stuff after the fact to build my case. Like, oh, how many keys you used to get from a week? Oh, he said you used to get 6 keys from a week times 6 months. Oh, and then they come up with a number.
Yeah, because
it's called relevant conduct. It's ghost drugs.
What was the rapper? He was saying he made up a story on, was it Alpha Omega or something? And he testified basically he was buying dope from like a big drug dealer, and they'll basically take the person's word, like if it's not even factual.
Yeah, because he cooperated. So if he cooperating, you getting a reduction. You know what I'm saying? They got 35 Bs now where a guy you can be out on the street working to free one of your guys that's incarcerated. The game is so dangerous. That's why I tell my guys, like, man, you gotta be careful out here, because it's too many snake plays, too many rats. It's too much. It's too difficult to really be wrestling for this money that's really out there, because the money different. The money is different. I'm 20, 21 years old, and I'm counting M's and cash. We ain't out there wrestling for no $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, no $10,000. It was real money. Like, it was really how they say you put it on a scale and weighing it. Or you ain't even counting the money. That's how it's coming in. So like now, nah, that's why the scammers really got it. Yeah. It's a different money.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you say the realest song you ever wrote and why?
Man, I would say I don't really have it, because you know how people write like the dance music, the booty music, this and that. Everything I write is speaking to the plight of the people and just real life stuff. So right now I would say it's a song called Poverty. That's probably like maybe the second or third song I wrote, and it's speaking to my life, how I ended up in the streets, getting incarcerated, and coming home from it. So it give a full display of that. And then I got another song called Chess Moves, really just, and it's a video with me and my son, and I wanted to show that visual of me guiding him as a father, showing him, the chess of life though, you know what I'm saying? Like life is about chess, not checkers type of thing. So I'm real creative with it, but I'm probably like 50 songs in, and all of them is the realest.
How long you been doing it?
I'm not even 6 months in. Never ever was an artist. Okay. And I put all those songs together with no killing, no cussing, no degrading women, no nothing. And I really structured and wrote songs. That's why I know excuse me, that this was a calling. This was not nothing that was just.
How long
I
you
just
been
got up
here?
and said I was a rapper. 11 years.
Okay.
Yep, and I'm back and forth. Yeah, but 11 years.
And then you decided recently, 6 months ago, to be
Six-
like, I'm
I
about
woke
to be a
up and
rapper.
said, oh, no, I didn't say I want to be a rapper. I said, oh, man, I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
I just got tired of it. Man, pull a drink out. Yeah, grab sticks, girl. All that, and I was just like, man. So I called some of my guys who actually rap, because I had a label back in the day.
Mhm.
So I called some of my guys. I said, man, I got to follow them. I got a message. If we can put it together. So I guess they thought I was playing. And I ended up, so when they thought I was playing, I went to Guitar Center, bought some equipment, and self-taught myself how to record
I know that's
in
right.
one day. And once the music started coming out, then it was like, wait a minute.
What you use, Pro Tools?
Huh? It was a little setup called Audacity
Okay.
in my basement. So once I did that, they saw it was real. Now it's like, wait a minute. And they know I'm going to see a thing through. So it's like, I'm so passionate about it. Like, you don't write 50, 55 songs and you never ever did music before in your life. It's just I'm built different. Like I don't smoke. I'm a social drinker. I don't do anything aside from, I got a gym, me and my partner, shout out to G. So I'm physically fit.
Mm-hmm.
So I can endure anything. So it's like I can go in the studio in 2 hours and do 5 songs. No smoke break, no playing around talking about this. I can just, cause I'm just a different monster like that. So now people are very receptive to it. I actually did a listening party in Chicago. Almost like 150, 200 people showed up to come see what I'm doing and support. Appreciate all the support too.
I'm crying that.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. So yeah, like about 200. Like we packed it out, put it like that. You know, LaShawn always been there supporting everything I've been doing. So she been there from almost the very beginning. You know, but everybody been and what's crazy is Mike, they stayed, what y'all stay like an hour away? And I probably had like 25, 30 songs done. They drove an hour away. And I did a personal listening party from them. That's how, you know, and how much they was like in support of what I was doing. Like, and the song just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. So they just haven't stopped. I just recorded 5 songs a couple days ago. Like, it's like I'm in Tupac mode.
The only thing I see, like, what positive rappers, they be, like, messing up and they production be bad, so you don't really want to listen to it. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, this ain't that. This ain't that. When you turn this on, you gonna think Kanye. You gonna think Kanye or somebody in the building with this him.
That's deja vu. People always come in here saying that. I'm like, I'm about to go listen to this shit.
You gonna hit me back?
Here and be like, nah.
What up, Fee? You gonna hit me back? What up, nephew? Big Steve?
Okay.
You gonna hit me back? You gonna hit me back like, yeah.
Take pictures without having the drinks in there because that's not it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you should have said that. Yeah. We don't care.
Appreciate
This ain't
it.
even ours.
Appreciate it.
It's the studio.
Appreciate you. But yeah, that's really me. Like I think I got great production. And what's crazy is I picked like almost all of my beats out myself. So when I put them in front of my guys, London, Left, all them guys who do music. Shout out to Mark Alonzo, that's my bro. What up, cuz? What up, G Thing? He cold too, my little cuz. He a rock star though. He rap. It's different. All my kids though, all of them into the art. But like nobody doing what I'm doing. But now they see that I'm really passionate about what I'm doing. They really respect it. Like, man. And it's giving them that drive because my work ethic is showing them like, y'all been playing all this time. Like, look what I've produced in like 6 months. Less than 6 months. So it's all leading by example. I call it the Realionaire way.
Okay.
So that's what it is. But the production is steak sauce, man.
But I'm saying, like some artists, like they be saying that, I had one guy on my show, he was locked up for 10 years, and he was saying, yeah, the people who was out, they should have been doing more. But I was like, you might be the chosen one, like, you know what I'm saying? So
I agree.
It don't matter what they do. I mean, they not you.
That's me. I don't judge no man. You know what I'm saying? Or like, every man has his path, his own path. My job is to try to
You have to
better
aim.
that man. You know what I'm saying? My job is to try to better that man. If I can create a lane doing what I'm doing to uplift my community, that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm the sacrificial lamb when it comes to that. So, positive music ain't the most popular music. So everybody is not gonna rock with what I'm doing. But I fall on that sword because I know if Lil Johnny hear it and he like it and he gravitate to it, he gonna listen to it and he gonna apply himself accordingly. So now I won already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. So everybody is not gonna love what I'm doing, but this is my calling and this is my passion. So I gotta see it all the way through.
That's fine. Don't stop.
Yeah.
Okay, so when was like the last time you experienced racism? And did you like in prison too?
Oh, I definitely experienced it in prison. Like, I started off at MCC Chicago. You see a lot of people that look like you, but once they ship you off to them joints, you in them countries. I was in Minnesota. Like, I don't think I had it was one black staff member where I was at. So you can just about imagine how that went because they control your every move. That's what I tell these youngsters. You doing all this, but you do not understand. Once you get in that belly of the beast, you lose all control. Like I told you, I made $8 a month. The only thing that really made my time go the way it went, and this is with the officers too, is because, remember I told you I excelled in basketball. So they used to bring an NBA player, Minnesota. It was a guy in the NBA named Chris Carr. He used to come to the facility because he heard that it was somebody in the facility I was in that I was locked up in that was good, and it was me. And every time they came in the facility, I destroyed them. So all the staff and the officers and stuff would come and they would pack the gym out. I'm talking about wall to wall to see me play against the dude who was in the pros. It was a movie. I'm telling you. So it was like, with that, I was able to hide my way. Like I had access to everything. Like my job was like right before you get to the gate of being out. And people used to be mad, like, this man got all this time. How you get to work? You know, the haters, they still telling in jail. They telling outside, and then they get in jail when they still telling. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but so that's really how that went. But for the most part, but yeah, in prison and outside of prison.
So since you in a forgiving mood, like you would forgive people who would tell on you, like
I had to do that too. What's crazy is when I was about to go to trial, normally people don't go to trial with the feds. So just say if you had a 15-year sentence and you wanted to get 5 years off of your sentence, you could say, hey, money used to do X, Y, and Z for me, right? So now they got your statement. If I take the plea, your statement is in stone. Now you're going to get your time off and everything. But if I go to trial, now I get to face my accuser. Now you lying on me, you got to come take the stand and own up to what you just lied about.
Do they have to prove it, or they can just say
it's just they word against my word, and the jury is gonna be a back and forth, and the jury is gonna decide what that is. But that man has to come in the courtroom and face not only the jury but all your people in the courtroom too. Y'all might really know this brother for real. So now they like, damn, dude, I understand lying on dude like this. So this is why I know I'm different, man. The man didn't get to he had to take his, whatever he said, statement back because he didn't want to face me in trial, put it like that. So he didn't get the time off. They sent him to the joint. They sent me to the same joint that the man was in. The first day that I came, the warden, they came and grabbed me and they told me, man, I know you got some influence. So I'm telling you now that the guy who was supposed to testify against you is on the same compound. We can put you in a hole right now and ship you to another joint, or you can go in the compound. I said, man, put me in the compound with him. Not only did I go in the compound with him, I went in the same cell with the man.
They was trying to set your ass up.
Hold on, so did you know he told on you before the guy told you, or you didn't know until
my lawyer, once he present the paperwork to me, tell me who the individual is and what he's saying against you. I'm like, well, I never had any dealings with this brother before in my life. That just shows you how they pit us against each other. I genuinely never had one dealing with this individual, but he was really trying to get home to his family, that he was willing to give me more time by just putting some lives together. So yeah, I ended up bumping into him in the joint. So my cousin, who was incarcerated with me, I'm gonna keep him anonymous. He had the conversation with me because he was cool with the brother, and we had a conversation, and we ended up being like cellmates for almost a year, and just grew right past it.
They was trying to set your ass up.
They wanted me to do something
For
crazy.
real. They was trying to get you out of here.
They wanted me to do something
Like,
crazy,
man,
but
this
like,
man
man,
too
I just like I said, my heart is really golden, man. So like that could have went all the way left. Same thing. Once I would have said, man, this dude did this, he either walking up top or he gonna get beat flat right where he at, and that would have been the end of that. But my heart ain't into that. You know what I'm saying? So I took a different method. And I treated the brother with love, and I embraced him for 10 months, and I went on about my way.
You strong. You gotta have good relationships now. You
Yeah,
so,
that's why I said I don't
passive.
have no adversaries. I think it's an interview. I just posted like 50 said like I don't even really think it's passive, because if you push the right buttons, you can get the right money. But like
Right.
I'm just so chill and laid back. Ain't ever gonna be no conflict or confrontation with me, because
You ain't got no
I
buttons.
act in love. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what you gonna be mad about? Oh man, I don't like the way he spread positivity.
Man,
oh,
people
get
find
on out of here.
shit.
Look. Yeah, they do all the time. A hater gonna find something anyway, but
Mm-hmm.
you gotta look past that.
That's a fact.
You know?
Okay, so if an artist just walked up and slapped the hell out you, right? Would you forgive him then?
Nah, I'm from Chicago.
Uh-huh.
A slap is almost worse than getting shot. You know what I'm saying? You might as well shoot. If you slap me, you might as well shoot me.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you saw Don't Be a Menace while drinking juice in the hood, when they beat him flat like that, that's what's gonna happen behind that. This ain't the Chris Rock show. But salute to Chris, man, for doing that. But yeah, but nah, ain't nobody getting away with that.
I still don't believe it. He gonna be like,
Let's
yeah.
go.
I could have
Got
sued
to.
the guy,
Ain't
but
no way.
I just didn't.
Oh nah, he gonna sue him.
No, I'm talking about you. I feel like you gonna be like, yeah, I could have sued the guy.
Nah.
My heart.
Nah. That's when the double H come out of you. Then that's when the Henry Horner Projects and Pulaski Road and Jackson and Cali and all your other upbringings come up. You know, I told you I've been fighting since I was in about first grade, second grade. Hey Josh, would you tell him? I was a pro wrestler. I used to cut my own belt, make my own wrestling belts and everything. I used to whoop people for a living when I was young.
So Bug believes that women should have a certain fear for their men. Like
Fear.
the relationship don't work unless you have a fear for your man.
Yeah, because
I think respect.
Thank you. Come on, right here.
I don't want my woman.
Don't leave me hanging.
No, seriously, I don't want my woman to fear me.
But I mean, you can respect somebody and do them wrong. Fear is gonna make a person be like, I ain't doing that.
You don't want to, nah. But,
He said he like his girl.
We're gonna
have a little
rethink that,
bit.
man. We're gonna rethink that.
Nah.
No, I think respect, and then that's where the submissive side come in there. Like a lot of, especially the new women, they scared of that submissive word because of the Beyonce, the new wave, and
that's Megan.
the boss chicks and
The city girls.
independent on it, but you got some city girls that's booed up in real life too.
All
Meg
of them
booed up
are.
in real life. Beyonce got up being like, I really just made a post about something like that, where I think too much pressure is being put on these brothers out here because of the high expectations coming from social media and all that type of stuff. Like, it's not realistic. Birkin bags, all this other goofy materialistic stuff, and these brothers is really out here trying to get it.
Yeah,
So I believe that a lot, of course, we have a crab in the barrel syndrome, but I think women play a major role in some of the downfalls of, like, when it comes to like the violence with a lot of the stuff that's going on, because they not telling a man it's okay to, gradually get to certain levels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They not. They have demands. They seeing stuff on social media. This and
You
that.
think
and
it's a lot of dudes that's striving for that though? I feel like a lot of dudes out here, like, you might be a stand-up guy that you like, damn, I'm kind of trying to do this, hold it down for my girl, but a lot of men out here don't really give a fuck.
What you mean?
Like to want to grind hard for women out here.
The women plays a part. Like a lot of these guys, it's like a competition.
Mm-hmm.
People want to shine, want to have the biggest chain, the best cars, this and that. But it still plays a role because the woman has needs too. And if this your woman, you know what I'm saying?
I think men out here trying to impress other men.
No, I mean you want to do that, but like when you I've invested a lot of money in women and it don't work out, so that's not what you really trying to do.
That's where that fear coming in now.
Right.
That's why you want to put the fear in them. You invested a lot of money.
Nah, for real.
So now you want to put the fear. It's all coming out, boy.
I'm just
Okay.
saying to avoid disrespect. That's to avoid disrespect is need to be fear there. That's just what I feel.
I like respect better. I see what you're saying, but I like respect better because if they gonna do something, I feel like they gonna do it anyway.
So what was make your woman stop from coming in the morning? It's respect, or she fearing that you gonna beat her ass when she come in the door?
She respects you. She
Right.
respects you.
Not that she fears, she respects you.
So when you in the streets, if a drug, what's gonna stop people from robbing you? Fear, not because you just respecting.
They ain't your relationship.
I think I've not gotten robbed out of respect before.
I feel like
and respect and the repercussions behind what's gonna happen behind that robbery.
It'll be both when you're in the street.
Yeah, but definitely if you carry like we know if we try to cross these lines, this what's gonna happen. Yeah, I can see that, but like with my woman, nah. I ain't.
Women try you like niggas in the streets, man.
They do. They do.
So I think it maybe need to be both. It need to be
And
a little bit of fear, and she got to have a whole bunch of respect.
I can't deal with nobody.
They do, Miriam. They do.
I don't want to be.
What up, cuzzo? Hey, that was the first rapper in the family right there, MC Slice.
One of our shows, they say that you fear something about it. So like you fear losing the person or fear upsetting the person, which I could respect that more of an answer.
But not the actual fear. Yeah.
But I don't even.
I see his perspective, and I see that he's invested now. So the man, once he invested, now hey, now from here on out, man.
Okay, it's my
the long arm of the law getting laid down.
but yeah, man, we do want to grind her up for that woman though, and make her life easier, but you just end up doing it to the wrong person. So
I definitely respect that.
That happened to everybody, but y'all still expect us to try again.
It's twofold. It go both ways. Like man,
men
out here sizes.
Men don't know how to pick. Y'all apparently don't either.
It's twofold.
I'm saying I be feeling like women do pick, but people be saying men pick, but it's up
I'm
to
just
the women
saying
to
this. When you say women pick back, like a lot. Some women attract a certain type of male. That's one thing, and then you have men that are particular about the type of woman they like. Like some men, a woman gotta have
this and
the
that.
BBL, this and that. Some men might not appreciate a natural woman or this and that. You know what I'm saying? So it can go either way. So it's about preference when it comes to that. I think in Atlanta where it's different it's like you got the pick of the litter. So I think that's what makes it a lot different.
You saying it's a lot of women?
Yeah, it's a shortage of men.
Okay, yeah.
And then you have,
women be
another situation.
Because I was talking to this chick, right, and then I heard Samuel. What's his name? Whatever.
Oh yeah, he go crazy.
I was talking to this chick. She was a teacher, right?
The one that be shutting the women down.
Oh, the black guy who be talking about black women?
I forgot his name.
Kevin Samuel.
Yeah. So I was talking to this girl. She said she would be settling for a regular guy. And I'm like, you a teacher, motherfucker. How
right, you regular as
that's what I'm telling you. That's the perception of social media.
You in a different tax bracket, but she still feel like you regular and she'll be settling for you. And then when I was watching his show, this chick, she was like, yeah, I don't want to settle for a regular guy. And he was like, you 37 with 2 kids, you a 6.
Oh, he probably killed her.
You
overweight.
He probably killed her.
Like, how are you settling for somebody?
But that's where my thing be as to why I feel like social media and this perfect fairy tale lifestyle that you're supposed to have got people in a rat race, to try to achieve it. when, like I said, a lot of times it's not
Whoever
it's not
that is
realistic.
needs you.
It's not it's not realistic. So, you know, hey. So me, I just feel like, man, a brother should be himself. I don't feel like all that unnecessary pressure should be put on him
I feel
to
like
do that. And even like a woman, like I don't feel like it should be no unnecessary pressure on her to. I don't knock any woman that do enhancements, any of that. But if you don't want to do that, I don't knock that either. You know, so.
I just think it's like most people, they think they more than what they really are. You get what I'm saying? Like, cause you have women who say they 10s, but they be like 6s, and
That's
they be feeling like
be all you can be.
Niggas supposed to be pretty too. So they thinking they pretty, but they like below average.
It be some good looking dudes who be with some 2s. Yeah, for real, and it's something that they had that the 10 didn't have.
I mean, with that, a lot of times
Facts,
it be sex, and then some women they when they meet a guy, they take care of him. So then when he get on his feet, he was like, I'm fucking with her forever. Like she fucked with me when I ain't had nothing.
I mean, everybody likes something, and everything ain't for everybody. Like you might think she a 2, but he thinks she a 11.
He think she a 2.
She's just a lawyer. What's she, a lawyer
She
too?
just fuck with him a long way.
Man, she might be an 11. Shit, my last ex was really pretty. Like
He was pretty.
Like I'm talking about like green, blue eyes,
She think
long
it's really
hair,
pretty.
Spanish, light skin. And the girl that he was with, people used to be like, "Why the fuck you messing with her?" Like she wasn't, in my opinion, she was cute. He thought she was that bomb. Like, no, she's beautiful. I'm like, okay, that bitch look like the drug. I'm only shading her because she was like a bitch to me, but it is what it is. But yeah, like no, she like a rug, and he loved her dirty drawers.
It's a blessing, man. That's what's up. So,
you on your savage tonight, man.
Every night.
Hey, it's a blessing, man. Ain't gonna be me. Look.
Hey, you get a blessing when somebody love you.
They said garbage can.
No matter how they look like. But my thing is just don't be too big.
I know that's your shit.
Hey, I can fuck with the 6s and just don't get too damn big. Then I won't want to. But you know, some women can be like, I take for instance like Pinky. Like Pinky, they got fat as hell, but it look good.
She still sexy.
She still look good.
I don't think she cute. You talking about?
I ain't talking about her face, but the way her body, it look good to where like you wouldn't want.
You been following her from her porn days
I'm
or
about to Google
something?
it.
You seem like you got a history with her.
Yeah, I used to watch
Yeah. I'm like, what else is she doing? Is she on something different?
I think I seen her on Instagram. It probably like a month ago. She looked good. Man.
Just pulled up a white lady, Pinky.
No, Pinky like a red. She from Oakland, like a light skin.
I know.
Okay, what do you feel like your biggest accomplishment as an artist?
I've been on World Star Say Cheese already, and I just think being able to touch lives and people really paying attention to the message and the music has been my biggest accomplishment outside of any platform that I've been on so far. But to do that, all this within a 6-month time frame, I think, man, it's beyond the sky's the limit for what I'm doing. So yeah, my biggest accomplishment is feeding the people. And I think that I've been doing a good job. I think they full already, but we're going to keep feeding them anyway.
It's going to be received.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. For sure.
So is it anybody like you helped in the streets who can kind of like give you like a helping hand as far as like doing your music?
Yeah, it's actually, and I can humbly say that it's a couple guys I can call right now and say, hey, money tight, I need to go do this studio, I need to do this video, and it ain't even gonna be a question. It's like 2.2 seconds. And I name drop a couple of them. B. Earl, one of them. Ronnie and Donnie, one of them, my little bros. But it was like always, I showed that love to them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
that's rare.
It's gonna be giving back, but they rare. So
yeah.
That's just how that is. And then other guys, when financially, if it ain't there, if I tell them, man, I need you to be here or do this and be on, that's shout out to my bro, my cuz bro, Tezo, Buff, Quick, everybody. You know, I got a good support system.
Yes.
You know, and it ain't just like I said, it ain't about money with me. Like I said, even like me doing the music, it never was about the money. It was really about the message. You know what I'm saying? And getting the message out and putting the right message out. So like even my videos, I don't have no street video where you come, you're gonna see some guys out. And you know, guys do what they do with their budget. Me, I actually spend money in my videos. Like you can see chess pieces crashing and exploding, and like the graphics is like that. Shout out to Alo, my young pup Xena, who I put on. Oh Sam, I already spoke about you, man. You know you pulling up.
It's the brown.
Yeah, so the videographers, nice beats, everybody, they know that I'm passionate about what I'm doing, so they not half-stepping with my visuals. So once a distribution deal comes, they gonna see that I really put quality and effort behind everything that I was doing because I mean what I'm saying in every bar.
Okay, yeah, and have you ever read, what is it, 48 Laws of Power?
I've skimmed through it and 50 laws, so I haven't like nothing to like memory. Well, what you got?
It's something about like how you supposed to you never supposed to sing perfect. Like you always supposed to, I guess, like show your flaws, like, or show your I guess whatever like your weaknesses are to people, so people won't see you as like perfect. Like, do you agree with that?
I think no human is perfect. That's first and foremost. So you gonna see, like me, I never like put on the front. Like what you see is what you get. I have my ups, I have my downs. The one thing you gonna always see though is a smile on my face. You gonna see me always trying to uplift. But I ain't never got on no internet flashing no money, talking about how rich I am, this and that. Whenever I post something, I post and I say for motivational purposes only, because I ain't trying to, upstage nobody and all that. I come from these same places, so I know what that can bring.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm ain't no big eyes and little U's. That's how I carry it. So even when I was at my highest of heights, I had guys who people wouldn't even tolerate, like wouldn't even go near if they was on my stature. They was welcomed into my home. I would get them shoes, I would get them clothes, this and that. And that's like, and it's guys who remember me from that. Like, man, ain't no way no guy would have been accepting me into their home and open arms and was on the level that you was in the streets. And that was just my nature. It's always been my nature to be like that. Like, this ain't nothing that just happened overnight. I've always been that person.
Do you feel like that could be a weakness? Because like when you like so open arms, like people seem to like, screw you over, like we try to be so nice.
It's to a certain extent because, like I said, raised in Chicago, we still sharp. So, like, I always play chess. Like, I ain't playing checkers for real. Like, when you thinking it's sweet, I peep every move. Like, you don't survive. Like, I was really, like, I consider myself Barack Obama when it comes to Chicago. You don't survive everything I survived being... That's a sucker if you just... So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was never that. So I knew I had the sharp, mentality to know how to handle every different situation. That's why to this day I can go sit at a table with a Fortune 500 company, or me and 6 gang chiefs and leaders can sit at a table and we can chop it up. So I got that balance. And that's just how it's always been. I just carry myself and differently, like pants pulled up, suits tailored. You know what I'm saying? It's just how I carry myself.
Yeah, Farrakhan used to say like the biggest criminals have their appearances immaculate. Like you shouldn't be worried about nobody sagging their pants. The biggest killers like have suits and ties.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I agree. What you mean? You gotta think. No, you gotta think who run the country.
Okay.
The suits and ties, we don't. We just think we do.
Yeah.
We ain't the biggest gangsters.
Okay.
We ain't close to it. That's stereotypical.
Okay, so tell us about your latest projects and how people can buy your merch and all that kind of stuff.
Latest project, it's called Bars of Revelation. Whenever I get done revealing it, I'm 55 songs in and I ain't revealed it yet.
Not 55.
What up, Mike?
So how many songs gonna be on it?
It's only gonna be like 14. So I'm gonna do like volumes or something. I gotta figure out how we gonna sort it out. but it's called Bars of Revelation. I've been putting out songs though. I got like 5 or 6 songs right now on Apple Music under Realionaire Money. You can catch me on YouTube, Realionaire Money. Instagram is Realionaire_money. The apparel is the brand Realionaire. You can order it's Instagram at the brand Realionaire, but you can order at Realionaire Lifestyle Apparel. I have a nutrition brand that's behind it as well. It's called Realionaire Nutrition. You can get that. I got a book. I authored a book since I came home. Me and
You
my
should
partner
have a
read.
book.
It's called The Background Check.
You
Get
need a
it.
movie.
Background check.
Right?
Okay.
The movie coming for sure. Background check. Skincare line. It's a lot going on, man. We working.
That's what's up.
Yeah, we working. I appreciate y'all having me though.
Yeah, maybe you know some people in Chicago. We looking for sponsors, so maybe you can connect us or something. Maybe you know somebody.
Okay.
Hey, we put it out there. It's in the atmosphere.
So, any last words, Kay?
That's all I got.
Appreciate y'all.
So, literally, it's no pressure, man.
No
I guess
pressure.
we're
A lot of
gonna
pressure.
see y'all next week, man, and we out.
Appreciate you.